At least it can be. Looking forward to that.
Welcome back. Tonight, we're going to be ripping another Best Ball Mania 6 draft, turning $25 into $2 million. But we're going to have to beat the bots. The bots. We'll talk about it. It's not as crazy as everyone thinks, except for, in my opinion, dailies. We got a special guest sneaking in on the show. Cody, what's going on, baby?
Hey, I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on. Appreciate it as always. We just wrapped up a draft on our stream. We talked about all of this. So if everyone's coming over, they get your soapbox rant, and I'll chip in here and there. But yeah, we're the cyborgs are taking over. They're taking over our space. We got to fight for it.
You gotta have fun. You gotta have fun.
Yeah.
If anyone takes the thumbnail the wrong way, we're just having fun. Okay. Now, I do think it's detrimental to dailies and very similar to DFS weeklies, those daily contests too. It's gonna run very similar, where the sims are very much so close to optimal, near optimal, right? And if you can get it in, we've discussed this with bestballoverlay.com. And for season long, it really doesn't make sense because you're trusting someone that is inputting the code, right? On weighing how much correlation should pull up their teammates versus the ranks. Whose ranks are you using? Like, there's so many variables that it's like, it cannot be beaten. It cannot be solved right now. Season long best ball. There's no fear. But the advantage for dailies is going to be, it's going to be bad. It's going to be, you're going to need to use something. And I hope the goal is to just hope Underdog just like steers it a different direction, because it can get taken out of control. We can create these tools to give huge advantages in dailies for every single sport. You're talking about seeing like touch or home run rates in different stadiums that, like, any sport you could find big advantages. So I'm curious on your take, Cody. Are you worried about the bots? Is it unfair that ETR is getting the blowback and the sidekick didn't get any?
Well, the leg up tool, they got it last year. Like, that's the other thing is like, why is everyone freaking out now? Like, this tool was out last year, is the same tool. It's literally the exact same thing. But my take is literally almost exactly what your take is. It's the same. Yeah, I'm not worried about season long best ball. I quoted and showed on my show earlier tonight the spreadsheets that Billy put together that, he shared with us in a chat, and he shared on his, so go follow Billy on Twitter as well. He shared it on his Twitter. Like the variance, year over year variance. So the example I used is like, yeah, everybody's freaking out this year. No one was saying anything about the leg up tool that was being used last year. And you're free to go ahead and check out the leg up guys, their results last year. It was not good.
That's why. So, well, maybe that's the fear, right? And there's Billy Jones info in the chat there. Maybe that's the fear. Everyone thinks ETR is at the top of the game, top of the ranks. But if you just go back last year and you check their season long best ball ranks, like, you could be like, oh, far from optimal when you have Rondell Moore in the 120s, like
right.
TV, like, in the 115s.
So like you kind of alluded to it, like, again, not there's a few things here. Number one, it's someone else's rankings that it's their opinion. So, or is it a group of people and they aggregate the rankings? I don't know. Is it just one person's rankings? I don't know. And then, like you said earlier as well, like, how do they weight the different, like, is it stacking? Is it correlation? Is it roster construction? Is it draft capital? Is it all of it? How is it weighted? I don't know. So again, bottom line, it's just someone's opinion that's not yours. So do you really want to go down that road? Like
100%. If you could give me, with that package, a little Justin Herzig to be on my shoulder drafting with me, like, hey Justin, like, who should we take here? But it's the whole team, it's the developers, it's the coders, and it's going to be a balancing act that I wouldn't want to be a part of the first year. I wouldn't want to be a part of the second year. I mean, like you said, the what was it, the kick, side bot.
Yeah, I think sidekick.
I think it's called the sidekick.
Draft caddy. I thought it was draft
Or
caddy.
Pat. Like, no, draft caddy, I want to say is like something else. I could be wrong.
Okay.
Poor Karain, the first year he dropped the product, had like a 5% advance rate.
Yeah.
Don't draft that many Patriots. I think maybe that's the takeaway there. But
well, and it was heavily leaned towards, and
Yeah.
I guess it would have been the tool would have been weighted towards a 0 RB build, and that got absolutely kicked in the teeth right last year. So, like you said, and I agree 100%. This season-long game is not beaten. It's not even close to being beaten, and it might never be beatable. Right? Like we're just going to do the best we can.
Joshua says, "Okay, you think it doesn't work?" Now, I didn't say those words. We'll touch on that though. Does ETR think it doesn't work? Hypothetically, if they start crushing season-long results, does your opinion change? And this is where it goes back to you are raising the floor for people that, in my opinion, like the badgeless crew, for example, that maybe aren't stacking as much. They're not pulling up their teammate correlation for stacking their QBs. Their roster construction is off. So it's going to help fix some of that. This is stuff that if you've already been playing best ball, you know to do naturally. And this is without saying like, oh, this solver's saying I have to draft this guy. And like anytime I hear a streamer just like take the suggested pick, it's just like, oh, it's like the most cringe thing. I love Davis's content, but anytime I hear like him say like, oh, it's suggesting this, like I have to do this, it's just like, no, like,
that's not the right click.
Because like, first off, like you can get that guy because he typically falls a full round. So like now you're reaching like you're reaching 12 picks when you can get him behind ADP. So there's so much to the game besides just like what the suggested pick is. Understanding where these players go and in what rooms and in what contests. Higher stakes, certain players are going to fall. You know those players.
Yep.
So,
and the quarterback's like, do you want to push it? Do you want to push it around a corner where it's only like, even if it's only total 6, 7 picks, whatever, you're like, man, I would rather push around the corner. And if he's there, I'll take him. But the thing is saying, take him now. So, and again, like that's like Josh's comment, like that hypothetical, that could happen. And is it because the tool is working, or is it like, it's just luck of the draw? Like I'll always throw it to a buddy who was on, Overzet's channel that one time, who won with like a 5 wide receiver build. Like we all know that should never work. That should never win. The dude won $200,000. Right. So like, again, it's so nuanced. It's not even close to being beaten, and it might never get beaten.
The variance of the game is insane. And when you come back to this and you think about, even if you have a poker bot, right? Are you going to win every tournament, deep field tournament that you play in? Are you going to win every 55, 45 coin flip you play in? Like, no, you still need a lot of luck. You still need a lot of positive variance. And in my opinion, this is a very micro edge season long for drafters that are on their second year, on their third year. I think the advantage is raising the floor for beginners that are entering the field, as well as the dailies. It's going to completely change the dailies. It's going to be really hard to play dailies, in my opinion. And I do think they start crushing because you have data on week 1, on week 2. The ranks get a lot more efficient with data. And that's what you see with DFS.
Yeah, the week to week over the 17 game, 17, 18 game season, right? Like every week it gets more accurate and better, right? The projections, the sims, the rankings, everything gets better as the season goes on in weeklies. With season long stuff, it's we have a sample size from the previous season, but we have all these new players, this movement, right? That is so nuanced, it's so different, coaching changes, like there's just so many things where, again, like you can use some data from the previous season, but realistically it's kind of useless. Like you have to there you go. Like we have to kind of reset. And even, we talked about it in the show that we did between the big board and Best Ball Mania season, right? We talked about throw everything out, throw everything that you thought out and reset it reset your rankings, change everything, do things different. There's more information, blah, blah, blah. With this, like the dailies, it's literally weekly and it gets more and more accurate as the season goes on. So I agree. Like I think that Underdog should, and I would want them to make some sort of statement on this with the dailies. Again, I'm not a massive BR drafter. I do a couple for fun. I usually do them with close to my DFS lineups. I do like 20 of those, and I do it kind of for fun. But the guys that are crushing, the guys that are ripping like 150 max entering the BRs, they should be up in arms. Really, they should be the ones that are really pissed off about this and want some answers before the season starts.
Yeah, I agree with that. And that's where it's like, I don't think it's a big deal for season long, but you can't have it just for season long and not for dailies. Like that's where it's like, that will change the game. And yeah, if I was a season long grind, a dailies grinder, like you're saying, I would be worried because at the end of the day, you might have to conform. And Josh is in the house. Shout out to Josh, coder for bestballoverlay.com, my partner here. And we're just focusing on your just portfolio management based draft tools and overlays that are just going to give you informed decisions about your own portfolio. I think that's what best ball really should be. I don't think we want these kind of like draft bots is kind of a meme at this point, but do you really want to be drafting against ETR's ranks? I don't even think they're that sharp. Like they're great, but we're drafting in February all the way. Like no one has the answers. That's what I'm trying to say. They are probably the top ranks right now, but for how much variance there is, and he touches on Jeremy touching on that last year. Not a great look. I'll tell you that for free.
That's the other thing I said on my show earlier was I want Adam Levitan, right?
Yeah.
I want him to, I was almost saying Adam Levine, like the singer, but I think he should be piping up too. Like he should break, I know there's someone, who is it on Twitter? There's someone on Twitter, maybe Underzet. I can't remember who it is, but he's like anything that Levitan posts, he's like commenting that exact, he's just copy pasting it. And it's true. Like I would like a statement there too, because Levitan literally asked the question and then was like, oh, okay, we won't do that sort of thing. And then the next season, he literally crosses that line that they said they weren't going to. So I want, both Underdog and Levitan to comment on this and kind of see, but I don't think we'll get it from either though.
I think at the end of the day, like people in the community just sort of want transparency. Like, what are the rules going to be going forward? Honestly, if they're allowed for dailies, we're basically forced to build it. And we can build it in a very sharp way. It's just like, I think playoff best ball, there's a place for it, like playoff best ball, because two teams are dead before the draft ends. Like there's a very strategic way to pull up that correlation. Season long, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but dailies is crazy because
what Josh said in there, I agree with. Like the best ball overlay tool, fantastic. Spike Week makes one. There's a couple others maybe out there, whatever. It's a portfolio management tool. Like that's really all you need. And really you should be relying on your own personal player takes. So if you watch my show, obviously you watch Pat, you watch us all, shoot the shit, say our player takes, and we're all different too. So if you hear some stuff you like and you latch onto it, wonderful. You use your own personal player takes, your own rankings. You should always be creating your own rankings, in my opinion. And then team stacking, game stacking, correlation, roster construction, properly allocate your draft capital, all that stuff, and then fill the gaps in your portfolio using the tools that we've suggested, that I use, you use, right? And then you're going to be like already beating the majority of best ball players out there realistically. So
Adam I agree. It's now third year doing ranks, and it keeps you so much sharper on the game. But also when you are accountable for other people, you have to make sure that your ranks are updated. So it's really good for me for like, I could state where everyone's ADP is in a disgusting fashion.
But
that's that is the hope, that we just stay that way. Now, I don't think season long it's efficient. I don't even think it's worth
No.
building, to be honest, because of how inefficient I think it is for 95% of drafters. I think 5% would benefit. The new people that are coming in would benefit. People that need help with roster construction, basic things,
Yep.
it'll benefit. But end of the day, this is where we're at, and you just have to sort of wait for it. I would assume we're going to get something. I'm not betting on it, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not
If they
holding up
didn't
my
say
hopes. I
anything
don't really,
last year, right, then
yeah, I
they
don't
might just sweep it
truly,
under the rug again.
I don't truly care as much because I'm not in the daily space like that. I'm like a 40 to 50 range type player on the main slate. I'm not maxing. I'm not doing thousands of dollars a week, a few
Mhm.
hundred. And I do pretty good. But for those guys that are grinding those in every sport, jeez,
Yeah,
it's
that's where it's a
tough days
problem.
ahead. Tough
That's
days
where I'd be
ahead.
concerned. That's where I'd be up in arms if I was 150, every week in the just NFL streets. It's going to take the fun out of it for sure.
Mhm.
It's going to kick out the casuals. Like, look again, we use correlations all the time. DFS, right? Like, there's not a lot of casuals anymore in DFS in the DFS space. Like, the guys will put one, $20 milli maker team together and then not win and, blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. So, but there's not a lot of casual 150 drafters out there realistically anywhere for the most part. But, I agree. It's 100% the daily stuff. Massive concern. If you're a daily drafter, you should demand an answer. I would, if I were doing 150 drafts every week for NFL, or like you said, the dailies for MLB is even more because there's a lot more data you can use with baseball. But yeah, I'd be up in arms if I were them. But realistically, like the guys, everybody that's in these chats, that's in these best ball streams chats and in the streets constantly, I really don't think it's going to benefit you to get this tool. I really don't. I think it does for like a spike week tool, best ball overlay. Absolutely. Those types of tools, fantastic. Portfolio management tools are phenomenal. They do everything that you need them to do if you're using your own fucking brain at the end of the day. Like, use your own ball knowledge skills, you know what I mean? And then a tool like you provide. And then there you go. That's really all you need. That's all you need to
That's
build a good portfolio.
it's what kind of like Underdog was built on, why people swapped over to Underdog from DraftKings, from FanDuel, from whatever shit or other sites there was it was refreshing, right? It was new. Now where there's an edge to be had, like I typically look to find that edge or find a way to build the edge. But this might have gone just a little too far because of the overall scope of what it could be someday. Now, for regular season, still someday, I still not too worried about, like that's like 4 or 5 years out from even thinking that it would be solved. But I do see potentially like you plugging in saying like, oh, I want, and if I was going to build this is what I would do. I would say I want 30% of my teams to be 2 RBs through 6 rounds. I want
Mhm.
25% of my teams to be 1 RB through 8 rounds, then 3 RBs through round 14, 15. Like, in like telling it to do stuff, and
Mhm.
now it's doing actionable things. And if it's correlating, like, you still have to be there to make the click, but you're not
Yeah.
doing a whole lot. If it's fine tuned and you have great ranks, you don't have to do a whole lot.
Yeah. But I
It's gonna,
agree. That's where it absolutely crosses the line. If it gets
I
to the
agree.
point where it you can, like you said, input parameters for it
Right.
to follow, and
Right.
then it auto updates your queue or whatever, so you can auto
Right.
draft and just literally set whatever parameters however you want it to draft. then, like basically, what
But
was it?
that's next.
Stream,
That's what comes next after this, in my opinion, is like if you're thinking one step ahead as someone that would develop this and sell it to the public, like this is what,
yeah,
in my opinion, if this was allowed and if I thought this was morally correct, we would build. And it's exactly how we would build it. Because it will take a lot of the work out of it. It'll make it a little more like a zombie,
yeah.
like a zombie. Now,
Like that's why I think they need to get out ahead of it, and they need to comment. I think Underdog needs to make a comment on this, and like you said, like decide what's right and wrong, because like you did literally just said, they're going to keep pushing. If it's okay now, then next thing will be okay. The next thing will be okay. And then, yeah, we're either brainless zombies or bots, like quite literally. Bot. If that's the case at that, if that goes down that road, then I think there literally would be bots drafting. So like you could just set that up pretty easily. So I do think they need to comment and decide what's right or wrong and draw a line somewhere. And allegedly they've already crossed the line going off of the CEO of Underdog's word.
I don't know what the official write down rule is on it, but yeah, he seemed to agree. And Adam, unfortunately, like put it out there.
Is literally exactly what he said.
That's too far, right? And he's like, yeah.
Yeah,
oh shit,
so
dude.
that's why, but
Poor
that's why I want them to comment, because like you said, if it just keeps getting pushed, if the line keeps getting pushed and the boundary keeps getting pushed, then it's just going to happen all of a sudden, and they're not going to have any recourse other than like pissing off a lot of their now big partners, because they built this tool, they've sunk money, lots of money into building this tool, and they have customers, blah blah blah. You know where I'm going, and it's just going to be a huge mess that they didn't necessarily, they kind of created for themselves essentially.
Well, it's like the pure, like this is Underdog's like pure. It's like the virgin of like of the fantasy football space, where it's like not ruined, like poker ruined by all the bots and just high speed calcs. It's everyone likes this because it's not figured out. It's not overrun by bots. So
it's
I would
still like
it's
it's skill-based game, sort of, for the most, right? Like we feel like it's a skill-based game.
You have you have a large portion of people who draft on their phones. That tells you all you need to know. Like I can't. I'll draft on my phone. I'll draft a few puppies, but if I'm drafting BBM stuff that I care about, I hop on. I make sure I set my exposures on the overlay just to show my my BBM exposures, because I just want to see those when I'm drafting.
Yeah, I'm typically always drafting on my computer, like you said, same thing. Like
I agree with what Madison said here, though. I don't know about overpriced. I haven't checked the price, but raise the floor for drafters, minimal impact to ceiling, make it easier to draft at volume. I entirely agree there.
That's exactly it. That's all. That's all.
Very sharp as well. The current version of these tools are not good for season long. These will be great for dailies, though, and I strongly believe that. They will probably continue to get much better over time. I agree. The fact that Underdog doesn't say anything about the tools is ridiculous. They might be gathering their thoughts, might not be. Like I said, like you said, like they kind of ignored it with the Crane's tool and shit. But
yeah,
it's funny how no one like carried that same energy over. It is like worried about it this year. Everyone's like, oh yeah, no, draft.
Well,
draft up,
probably the size of ETR, right? Like
definitely.
Zach Rain's doing a great job and everything, but he's not the size of ETR. Definitely. That's for sure, right? So I think it's just the scale that they're
more
at.
Impact. Yeah.
Yeah. So
more impact on the total market,
more eyeballs on it.
I mean, if you're watching ETR content anyways, you're probably pretty sharp. You probably don't need something telling you who to draft.
That's what I'm saying. Like the people that you're marketing this to is like, no one should want it, really. Like it just is, honestly, it's kind of overkill. Like it's too much. You don't need that. If you watch football, football, you're engaged with football, right? You have takes, you watch tape, you watch the combine, you engage with the draft, all these things. This is way too much information that, again, you probably don't agree with. Like someone said earlier, like Pat Kerrane, his own tool, he doesn't even take the advice of his own tool a lot of times, right? Because he knows it's flawed in a lot of ways.
Well,
so
he also probably has his own set of ranks versus what the tool is weighing. And that's where I say, if this tool gave me a little Justin Herzig to sit on my shoulder and be like, hey, Pat, like click this guy. I'm like, yes, Justin, like right away. But but it's created by so many people that have their hand in the pot developing this and putting their own subjective input into it to make whatever levers click up that it just sketches me out. And we know based on player news, like this shit has to be adjusted daily. This shit has to be adjusted daily, especially with the news that you get just in camp. Like all of a sudden, like you have to start adjusting numbers. So
and how does it work with ADP changes, right? Like again, it's all so subjective and it's all so flawed in my opinion, because ADPs fly up and down all over the place. Like you said, it definitely has to be daily, and you could do it. But if you're a smart drafter that's been drafting daily and paying attention to ADP shifts, you're like, fuck that. I'm not drafting this guy at pick 60. I can get him at pick 70, 72, 73. He's falling constantly and consistently. So I'm going to push them because I know that more rooms, especially like you said earlier, like sharp rooms or higher stakes rooms, right? There's different draft styles in different like pockets of drafts. So it's just super, super flawed in my opinion. I don't really understand why. The thing I do understand why people are up in arms, because you want some clarity. 100%. I'm there with you, and it will kill dailies. We're there with you on that as well. Like it will kill dailies. If they allow it, and things will just keep pushing. It'll keep going, pushing the boundaries, pushing the moving the goalpost, and then it might get out of control before they ever comment. And that's why I think another reason I think they should comment on it, get some clarity. But
it's going to be a long summer of this, which is I don't think it's a bad thing. Like if you have 4 rookie receivers on your team, is this thing going to be like, hey, draft take Savion Williams? It's like Yoshi Voss is right there, a little padding. You just may need a little padding, a little Michael Wilson. That's all. A little year 3 Michael Wilson.
Floor ceiling, right? There's all kinds of situations where it's like, oh, I could use a ceiling guy. Oh, I could use a floor guy, right? Like there's just way too much nuance to it. Way too much nuance to for this to really make a dent in season long, in my opinion. And someone that used the tool could win the whole tournament.
Absolutely.
Sure. Like
anything could happen.
Yeah.
Like my wife could win the tournament too.
Yeah. There you go.
She makes a lot of my variance picks if I'm not on the overlay. That being said, what do you say we dip our toes into the streets and we fight the bots off one by one?
What are you at for BBMs?
Let's go. I think this is number 13 or 14.
Okay, yeah.
I want to stay under 15. That looks like it's gonna happen.
I'm at 10 with a slow right now. Gotcha.
Let's see what the last team was. Oh, I think this was a live stream.
Oh, dang.
We got Bryce Young at 196, and we got Coker to fall.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Take it. Who are your other 2 quarterbacks there?
JJ.
Yeah. I like that.
That was a fun one.
Jeez. I got Romeo Dobbs at pick 47 picks behind ADP.
That's good. Dude, if he gets moved, he probably flies with the board. Same thing with Wicks.
Yeah. I just said, sure, I'll click him here. I need a wide receiver.
What is this? This is a sprint.
Slow sprint.
And when's our next pick?
Is this the weeks 1 through 14 and then 15, 16, 17 cumulative? Yeah.
I'm going to need another. I like the receivers in here. All right.
Is the ADP super different?
Yeah. Very. Very different.
Okay.
All right. I don't recognize anyone here so far. We are all right. We're at 11. At least we didn't get 12.
That's all right. Back of the pack.
P Punch looks familiar, and Galbrain, but we snuck in here as +1 when we joined.
Oh yeah. Little EV for the boys.
Hey, we'll take it. Take anything we can get.
Tough to get EV when you're drafting on the internet.
Yeah, streaming with people that have your ranks.
Yeah,
it gets me different. Different.
I might stop like having the overlay up for stacking and stuff, because then everyone you might get sniped on your quarterback. You're trying to push around a corner or something like that. If it's just highlighted right there. But I
That's
guess
why
if
you
you
just
have it
basically
up
pull
like
up the
this,
draft board. If you know
that's
your
true.
pick's
Yeah.
coming up, you just
Yeah.
sneak on the draft board.
Yeah.
That's
That's fair. That's fair. And then talk about someone else.
that's it. That's it. The old streamer. Hey, what
Yeah.
do?
Yeah.
On or off?
Yeah.
Let's see what
Yeah.
we get here. Genty still on the board.
Who do you like here? Like this is a weird spot in the where you can go a lot of different ways. Who do
Yeah.
you like at the back end here? And there's a lot of different rankings.
If Genty's there, we have to go Genty. He's gone. This guy might be on auto. I like Nico here. I think it's pretty set in stone to be Nico.
That's safe. I like McCaffrey. I like Drake London here too, but we might get Drake
Yeah.
London to wrap around, which would be pretty
Yeah,
sweet.
I like that idea too. Big on the Drake London as well. We're at 15% so far.
Yeah, I might be. I'm gonna try to be at like 20 of Drake London. I'm pretty high.
That's thick.
Yeah, I'm gonna be high on Drake London this year. I already have been, and I'm gonna continue to be.
Double receiver.
Yeah, that works.
Very nice.
Are you in on Hunter at his price?
Not a whole lot. I drafted him early, and it's just been falling since.
Yeah, it's pretty tough to click there for me.
Let me see where I know I have him like near ADP, but I have him behind. Like I had him behind Tet for a very long time, and now Tet is finally past him. So I might get to more Hunter now. I still have DJ Moore ahead of Hunter, so that's why I'm probably still underweight a decent amount here because I still have him behind all these receivers, and I think DK caught up in a decent way. I bumped him up to 44 the other day.
I'm a bunch lower on Tet than everyone else is.
Yeah,
a bunch lower. I just like what. Why are we saying that he just comes in and smashes as a rookie with that quarterback? I like the system, but like with Bryce Young, what? Because for me, similar to my Vikings take, for me it's a Bryce Young take. It's not that I hate Ted McMillan.
mm-hmm.
It's that like what are we expecting out of Bryce Young this year?
Yeah, I mean you're you definitely hope when he throws over 2,400 yards. That's for sure. Plays the full year. We'll
Right?
start there. But there's a large majority of target share of this offense that's just up for grabs. Right.
True.
Like Leggett is still developing. Coker is like a wide receiver 3 at best. Adam Thielen's like old faithful. Sanders isn't going to be a huge impact guy. He'll be around 10%. So the thought is for Tet in that range is that he's grabbing like 27% plus of the targets for this offense that should have to throw the ball to catch up. Now, I've slowed down a little bit here. I was near 50% when the contest opened just because I had a feeling he was going to fly up the board from like 52 where he started.
He did, yeah. Yeah.
But now he's right where I have him ranked. And I'm still, now I'll catch up on DJ Moore because he's slid. So I don't mind buying the DJ Moore dip now and catching up on my shares there.
If you pull up Sutton, that's like last year Sutton, not last year, before, the 10 touchdown Sutton. That's the type of season I'm thinking for Tet. Like 700 yards, seven something. Yeah, 772 and 10 touchdowns, 160 fantasy points. That's kind of where I'm at. 90 targets, 60 catches, something like that for Tet. That's kind of where I'm at.
I think he goes over 90. That's just my personal
target wise.
Yeah. Go Brees here.
Yeah, I love Brees Hall right this year. He's a smash in my opinion.
Wow, 0 Hall with my Brian Thomas shares, and I also have 0. I have 0 Nico Collins, Brian Thomas starts. So we're getting different through 2 rounds.
We'll make this pick. Then I have a question for you about the tool that I'm new to using.
And he goes 3 RBs. He goes 3 RBs. Makes me feel better about that click.
I mean, you can get some of that, but that's really not my strategy this year. That's not my strategy. Yeah, Tech can definitely get more than 90. Would you Hunter thing or Lamar?
I'm fine with Lamar. I would just go Lamar here over Hunter.
Yep.
Catch up. It looks like I have him in 3 schnauzers. Like I don't have him in anything else, which is crazy. But I'll
My
catch up.
question
I'll
about the
catch up.
tool was, you need what? Do you need 25 drafts or something before it starts telling you combinations?
No, so you just have to go in here and you can update your CSV, and that's going to update your combo tool. Is this CSV
Oh, is
file
that the
right here?
same as extracting and completed?
So when you go to completed, right?
Yeah.
And I come here, I go to exposure and I extract. This is going to update just your. This is going to update these exposures in this money here. It's not going to do the tool. So
I've
this is like
never done anything other than that, and my tool now works.
try. So send the exposure to your email, and then you can just upload here real quick.
Okay.
It takes 2 clicks, and then this will all update with all your current. Because it has to pull the team correlation information from your CSV, because your CSV has the teams. Your exposures only have the exposures, right?
Isn't that not what it's doing when you're extracting though?
Now, are you extracting the team by team?
Yes.
That works too. And
Okay.
that will pull right into the. There's two
Okay.
ways. There's 2 ways to pull into the combo tool. So if you're doing 20 drafts, 15 drafts in one day, and you already use your 1 email CSV for the day, you can just go to here, and then you can hit the extract. But we have an update coming in the next 3 days. That's going to should be really, really nice. It's going to be a lot faster. Those teams are going to fly through a lot quicker, so it won't be as tedious.
Oh, it's not too bad. It is what it is when it happens. But I was just curious. It works now. I was just like, what's going on? Where's my account combination? And then worked today. So here we are. Figured it out. I just wanted it to work before BBM season kicked off, or really kicked off. I'm not drafting anymore until Wednesday.
The easiest way to do it is just sending the email CSV on Underdog and then just clicking upload. It sends you right to your downloads page, and it's just the first one.
And you can only do it once a day?
On Underdog, yeah. And that's where we have that backup one that allows you to extract.
I gotcha. I don't mind.
I like to start
anyways, but yeah, so do I. I think Breece Hall is an absolute smash. I really think that in the back end of the 3rd round, 3-4 turn, that's an absolute smash for Breece Hall. I'm not concerned about anything to do with Breece Hall personally.
It's a good spot, especially like once you start to dive into like Justin Fields and actually how much he does check the ball down. It's not the worst QB in the world for Breece. Now, if the Jets are dumpster fire again, sure, it could.
Yeah, I think the Jets are going to be. I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to not like good. They're going to be competitive. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs or anything crazy like that. I just think they're going to give some teams some fits. They have a really good defense, in my opinion. Their offensive line's in a good spot. Justin Fields can at least run around. Garrett Wilson's really, really good.
I think it's going to be a dumpster fire.
Yeah, I think they're going to be good, man. If whatever their win total is, I might be betting the over on that. If it's like 4.5 or something like that.
4.5. 4.5 is probably what it should be. So like when you say they're going to be good, and then you say you're hoping it's 4.5.
No, actually over if it is. I like Roma Dunze a lot personally. I'm a big Roma Dunze guy.
I think we can still get him here.
True.
You want to go receiver?
It's just like I don't like
Rome first.
Yeah, I don't like any of these other receivers in this range. That's a big reason why I like Rome a lot in this area. I just don't like Addison. Godwin's questionable for sure. And there's a bunch of
5.5.
It's 5.5. I'm gonna bet the over on that for sure.
You don't even have to. Just bet me. I got you. Save the 10%.
I'll parlay that with something else. I think Kamara's
Kamara's a smash here.
Yeah.
I've been waiting, and I said this, like my Chicago Bears exposures are going to look low on DJ Moore and Roma Dunze, but it was just from the draft, right? Like that people are going to react. These players are going to fall, and where the contests have just opened and they're all big contests, like you can just wait. And, Rome's starting to settle out at 65. DJ Moore's starting to settle out in that 43, 44 range. I think it's now a lot more safe to draft both those guys.
Yeah, I'm gonna mix it all up. Like I was watching for about 5 minutes on the BBG's channel over there, Best Ball Guy. And Candyman was on there, and he was saying like there's 3 wide receivers going in the top 100 for the Bears. Like no offense can it's really difficult for any offense to sustain 3 wide receivers. Like three pass catchers, maybe, sure,
Yep.
but not all wide receivers, right? So I'm just I love the Bears offense this year. I love the Bears as a team. I bet them to win the division already. I'm just going to take 2 pieces all over the place. Loveland, Moore, Burden, Rome, Loveland, Burden, whatever. I'm going to mix it all up. Yeah. And Caleb was my number 1 owned player all through the big board season in all tournaments. Literally number 1, which is crazy for a quarterback. Usually it's never going to be a quarterback.
Right, as your highest exposed.
Yeah, but
especially because his ADP wasn't that. It was pretty aggressive for where it opened up at.
It was in the hundreds. It was like 102 or something like that.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole thing. So I'm just still super bullish on the Bears, and I'm going to keep drafting them.
That's, one of these guys is going to fail miserably based on ADP. 2 of them are going to do really well, and one's going to be just okay. Now,
that's
should
why
they
I'm
all
doing
have
that.
their spike weeks?
Yeah.
Should. Will they be good advance rate pieces? Yet to be seen. The
Again,
one
two
factor,
will be.
like he says,
Two
Caleb's a big, and he didn't rise. Like, you didn't get that big boost. Like, oh wow, they added 2 offensive weapons. Like, Caleb, you go into the 80s. Like, nope, you stayed here at 95. Like, no boost at all. I have him at 82 personally.
It was like 4. Wow, that might even be more than me. I've got him like 9 high 80s, something like that. You might be higher than me realistically.
I just have him pushed up right behind Bakey Bake.
Who we going with here?
Honestly, this range is pretty disgusting.
It's super gross. You can pull up anybody. We can do that and then do what we're that's the click. Or if you want to go down that road. Mooney's the best click in this area for sure.
It's still, I don't want to be clicking a lot of, I'm at like 9% because I need a receiver in this range where I'd probably rather just go like tight end here, or tight end QB.
I think Mooney's a really good click. Actually, I'm like 10 picks ahead of ADP on him.
I think does he go Luther Burden plus? No, we can lock up QB here if we want to be done.
I'm okay with that. I think that's a big part of my strategy this year is not necessarily going early QB, but like I want to be done drafting QBs by a certain range. And it's typically 2. So I want 2 quality quarterbacks that I can count on week in and week out. And then I'm done at 2. And then I can just smash. I think there's the value in these rooms. I've said it a lot. I think it's at running back and tight end. I want to be dropping.
Burden needs to drop another 40 picks before I even think about him.
Oof. I'm still going to get some exposure.
Yeah, it's funny because I think the Luther Burden versus Jaden Higgins is very similar to last year's Rome versus Ladd, where Rome went ahead of Ladd because of draft capital, but we knew the landing spot was ass. Yeah, and I was luckily off of Rome last year,
or even
it didn't feel good, right? Because everyone's touting it and taking him and having him ranked high. And it's like Ladd has the opportunity, has the landing spot and opportunity, and that's a big part of it. And it looks like Jane Higgins versus Luther Burden. Would that surprise you if Higgins flips Burden first and secondly just outscores him this season?
It would surprise me if maybe not if he flipped him. But it wouldn't surprise me if he outscored him. That's for sure. Like I've been famously saying that I think Nico's been hurt every year of his career. 3 games, 5 games, 3 games in the last 3 seasons that he's missed. especially at the end of the season. And Higgins does a lot of the same things that you get out of Nico Collins in that offense. So I don't think it's a hot take at all to say that Jaden Higgins outscores Emeka Egbuka, Luther Burden. I mean, maybe even Golden potentially as far as like rookie wide receivers are concerned. So, and he's going right beside Trey Harris. Like, give me in their respective offenses, give me Higgins over Harris. So we'll see where that lands. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of trepidation for sure with Luther Burden. I had him ranked pretty low as like an incoming rookie. So I don't love clicking him based on my pre-draft take. But again, landing spot and possible opportunity. Again, like right now, I was talking about it on my show. Right now, people are freaking out because he's running in the slot. He's the Amon-Ra St. Brown in that offense. It's like, fuck, guys, it's rookie minicamp. Like, let's slow it down. Yeah. Like, the vets aren't even in the building. No one's there. Like, no, we should not.
He's going to be the alpha. He's going to be the alpha. I would hope he's the alpha right now.
Yeah, he better be the alpha right now. That's for damn sure. There's no one else there. Like,
it's a good question. Who's better? Who's better if their wide receiver one goes down? I love these type of scenario based thinkings. Scenarios. Higgins Harris. So if Ladd goes down, do you like Trey Harris, or if our man goes down, Nico?
Loveland.
Let's go Andrews first for Lamar.
Oh yeah.
I think Loveland falls a little bit with the not practicing due to injury, the shoulder injury.
And this guy already has a Chicago piece without the quarterback, so fingers crossed.
I think we pull up Kyle Williams here.
Yeah, we just don't take 2 pieces. I'm fine with that. We're way behind a wide receiver. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah. And
any team with Kyle Williams is it's good. We're way behind at wide receiver, though. That's a huge concern for me. I never want to fall too far behind at wide receiver this year.
If I'm missing out on this full tier here, like Besh, Hollywood, Keon Coleman, Mims, and Kyle Williams, not going to feel too great on the way back around.
Yeah.
So one you need 5 before that tier's gone, in my opinion, or the team can look pretty disgusting.
I think you have to have 5 wide receivers by round 10 for sure, at least. To answer that question, I think it's Higgins for sure. Because Trey Harris doesn't do anything that Ladd McConkey does. So it's completely different positions. And they have 2 other guys that do the exact same thing on the Chargers as Trey Harris. Like, they already have Mike Williams and they already have Quentin Johnston.
Yeah.
So realistically, Ladd McConkey going down would change nothing for Trey Harris.
Yeah. Trey Harris, like max targets per game. If that were to happen, he's still looking at like a ceiling of like 8 targets per game. If
that's generous.
Like that's the absolute ceiling.
That's generous.
But Jaden Higgins, you could see him hitting that very 12. Easily. 9, 10, right?
Yeah. He steps right into all of that volume from Jaden Higgins. Literally, from Nico.
Realistically, if Nico goes down, Noel's probably the biggest winner based on ADP.
I'm curious what happens with Christian Kirk. He could be a trade candidate, really. Like, even though they just traded for him, I mean, they gave up a 7th round pick, so who gives a shit? Like, get a 7th round pick back. Who cares for Christian Kirk? I think he's pretty obsolete on that team now. So we'll see what they end up doing. But I think Jalen Noel might just outright beat him out in camp, honestly.
Right.
We'll see how that goes. But it would definitely be, in that conversation, Higgins would be an absolute smash if Nico goes down. So, yeah.
2 in Mims, maybe. Hollywood, are you still clicking Hollywood? Where are you at?
I never have been. I'm not a big Hollywood. Like, I'll click him if it makes sense, or if he falls, or if I desperately need a wide receiver. Like, I know BBG is all about that Hollywood life, but it ain't for me.
Now he goes in like the wide receiver. There's just no one there. It's like just him.
It's just a wide
It's
receiver
just-
dead zone right there. Is that go to ADP? How does it look for ADP as far as wide receivers? Yeah, it's still
Dude,
the same.
it's just Hollywood. He's the
Yeah.
only one on that pops up on the screen.
Oh wow, yeah.
And then the next
Yeah.
one's Jalen McMillan, who should still be falling. That's why I have Cedric Tillman up here in the 140s. You have to bring people up.
Yeah. I was saying earlier, I came to a bit of a realization that
This might just be
and there we
Ramondre
go,
here.
yeah. Ramondre is a smash at this ADP, I think. But right here at this point in the draft, basically round 10 on, so I guess round 11, through the end of the draft, it's do whatever you want season. It's get your guys season. It's get your stack seasons. Get your bring back already. We're barely into draft season, and it's already get your guys season. I feel like,
Dude, Hart, good point. Higgins went like pick 3, 2 in the second round.
34, I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
34.
So pick 2.
Yeah.
I keep thinking Luther Burr was like end of the first, but it was the Bears' second pick in the second round. Like pick.
I mean, we
6 or
can go
something.
Tillman here, or Benson if you want. Like,
Tillman, we might be able to get back around. Let's go. I like Benson.
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah, Cedric Tillman at 156. It'll be like right on ADP.
Yeah, that should work. If there's some other guys in that range too that work as well.
Now, if this was high stakes, I would just go get him.
Yeah,
I would just go
for
get
sure.
him.
Yeah, it's really uncomfortable falling behind at wide receiver this year. I feel like there is nothing at the end of drafts. In my opinion, just nothing for value at wide receiver at the end.
No, it's gross. You want to be drafting like tight end and running back. You don't want QB, and you don't want to be needing to force wide receiver picks. That's for sure. But
yeah, that's the only place that there's value in these rooms now is running back and tight end. So yeah, give me 0 tight end until round 14, and I'm okay. you can piece together.
The other thing is right there, if I'm under on Cedric Tillman, say, and I think this team absolutely needs him, I probably just click him there. But where I have 30%, I'm willing to push it to his ADP.
Yeah, I mean, I think I was basically 0 in the big board draft cycle there, but
yeah,
I've
the Travis Hunter news
fallen exactly. Yeah, now that he's fallen to a point in the draft where he's actually in a range where it's like this is the only guy that could be league winning here. Like he could be an absolute smash right here. So I'm gonna have to be taking him, and I will. We saw what his ceiling can be, and Jerry Jeudy has the worst fucking hands in the NFL. Like he had, I think, 11 drops last year still with all that opportunity. Like, man, that's got to piss off a guy like Kevin Stefanski for sure. So yeah, I think the opportunity could be there. And as long as Joe Flacco's throwing the ball, like we could see some, he's moved up 15 spots.
Yeah. Since April 28th. Look at that. Even the one day moved up 8 spots, and he's been trickling upward. I still think he has room to go.
I agree. Yeah. I'm going to have to, I haven't gotten there my ranks yet. I want to be done by Wednesday, at least like 240, probably 240, 220, maybe I'll be okay with, but probably 240. I want to be done by Wednesday. And then I've been saying, I'm not going to adjust my ranks. I'm not until proper training camp opens, unless there's some serious reason to move.
You'll get little tidbits. You'll get little tidbits here and here that you're like, all right, that'll boost him over this RB group.
But you can always click back and forth ADP in your ranks and get your exposures and do that whole thing. But I'm not going to change my ranks for at least a month. I'm not going to change.
That's crazy.
I'm just not.
That's
again,
crazy,
like I might have it in my own head where I shift it, just click over to ADP, right? Like, and I'm not gonna be drafting on my ranks probably much at all, if I'm being honest. I just want the availability to see where I'm at on that player or where I was.
You're just checking. You're just checking yourself in your player takes every so often.
Like with no news, why has he risen, and where was I at before he rose? You know what I mean? That whole conversation in my head. He's not going to do it. What's this delay? Is it a bot?
I'm
The
gonna,
bot?
we got the
It
bot
is a
5. Oh yeah,
bot.
bestballoverlay.com. Give me that extra second. Here we go. Yeah,
Nice.
we successfully push him. I agree. Like in this tier of receivers that are here, he just seems like the clear cut best
No
pick.
question. Yeah.
It's really difficult to make the case for a lot of these guys.
Yeah. No, I
A
agree with
lot of
that.
these
That
guys.
I kind of came to that realization early in the draft cycle because I was completely out in the big board. Again, it was mostly Travis Hunter related.
Mm.
Also, 5 games due to concussion related, but a
I like the olds. He went with the olds. Wow, he
lot of
got
olds.
8 receivers.
We could
Ertz
do tight end.
or
Yeah.
Rashawn?
I like Fryermuth actually, but we could do Ertz.
That
I think there's a lot of value with Pat Fry right now with the Pickens news. It's gonna be Ertz. Yeah. I look what he did last year. Like, there's gonna be a lot over the middle opened up for him. Like there was. He's a reliable target.
who's playing quarterback in Pittsburgh right now?
I mean,
That's the only thing that worries me. It's like Zach Ertz, they don't really add anyone to the offense. He should be slated for a pretty good season where he was a security blanket for Daniels on the back end of that season. And I mean, they have
yeah,
Terry, they add like Lane. It's gonna be
Debo.
a lot of Debo though. Like
Yeah, no, I
Debo
mean,
makes his
I
money
don't.
in the running game.
Yeah, I we agree on that. We're pretty lockstep that he's going to be back to running the ball a fair amount, I think, and I think we agree on that. But I mean, the only thing I would push back on that is like he's no longer a rookie, Daniels, and he doesn't necessarily need that safety blanket. Doesn't mean that Ertz isn't a smash pick. He definitely still is. I like Ertz. I'm not saying take Fryermuth over Ertz. I'm just saying like I think there's a lot of value. I mean, I just think there's a
Pat
lot of
Fry's
value in all
rising.
these tight ends here.
Pat
Yeah,
Fry's definitely rising.
and he should be. So that's another reason I'm trying to like stay out ahead of it a little bit. Because he should be rising with the Pickens trade, obviously. And you could argue that he might have been the number 2 kind of target regardless. As far as quarterback, like I've been saying all along, I don't think the Patriots, the Steelers, I don't think the Steelers are scared to go into the season with Mason Rudolph and Will Howard. I wouldn't be shocked at all if they go into the season with those 2 quarterbacks. I really wouldn't. That's the Steelers would do that. Absolutely. And just trust that they can play good defense, run the ball, and win 9 games.
So gross.
It would
Where
be
are you on
gross.
Average? We haven't had this on this
I
Average
mean,
combo in a minute.
I want to be done drafting quarterback before him, so I don't think I'll have much of him.
Yeah.
If I get shut out, like I probably would go down that road. I've said all along, I think they want him to win that job. They have to want him to win that job, and he's gotten some positive coach or GM speak out of Chris Ballard lately. So I don't know. I won't have much, but if I get shut out at quarterback, I'll take the rushing upside of
I
him.
don't
Ben's
know.
not going to take it, and they're not playing.
You talk sports as Ben Sinnott got day 2 draft capital. They aren't going to not play him with Ertz. So they did it last year. They
Yeah,
absolutely
they
not
played
plated the
John
shit out
Pete
of him.
over him a lot. Like, dude, I was worried about Ben Sinnott with his fucking fullback ass number in college. It's like, look at Mason Taylor when he came in. He was wearing like 44 or something. They changed that like instantly. He's now like 88 or whatever. Like, it's just like ugly.
Do we just go Penix here for an extra stack?
I mean,
I
we
know we don't
could.
need him, but
We really don't need it. I don't think it makes sense because he'll never crack our lineup. Giddens?
I'm down for Giddens.
Hey. Yeah, like Penix will just literally never crack our lineup. So like
It's more so for ping ponging in the playoffs. If you do have like a bad Lamar Caleb week, you push through a low. Man, where did Bateman go in this? We just never had a shot at Bateman, huh?
he was on the corner, yeah, on the wrap.
We tried to push.
Yeah.
I think that was the right move.
Yeah, it's fine with rushing quarterback. Yeah.
Where are you with this group of receivers?
Wicks could be fine. Yoshi Boss, I like. What do we have for tight end?
Michael Wilson's gone. We have Andrews and Ertz. We could stop there too if we needed to.
Yeah, when I do that, I like to. If I do take a third, it's like high upside Terrence Ferguson, Mason Taylor, rookie like that.
So
Yeah.
if one of these is a QB and that's receiver, right? We're probably still stopping with 5 RBs. If that was the case, with our next pick, estimate whoever that guy is.
Yeah,
We're
we could have
probably
made it.
still done here. Like, I think we could have made it work, but it was gonna be maybe we don't have the highest upside in other rooms.
Yeah,
You have to basically just draft like hey, like we hit the nuts on these 5.
yeah. I
That's a
mean, I
tough. This is
feel.
a tough room for that. So
Yeah, if we had taken like 4 running backs or something that we feel super confident in, like if Ramondre was our 4th and we
I
had
agree. I agree.
then it's like, yeah, we can stop at 4, we can bring in Penix. Mind you, if Penix falls back to us, like, fuck it. Like,
There's no
yeah,
chance. There's no chance, right?
it
Where's the
shouldn't be.
London team? Did he pass on him
It should be
again?
right beside
Pass on him
us, no?
again. Bo Nix and T-Law when you're just getting Penix for free, but you need Tyler Lockett's tough look. Maybe you do need a draft bot. I don't know.
Tyler Lockett, yikes, in the 16th too.
Thing is, he's at the top of the queue anyways.
You could have waited. You could have waited. I promise you.
Roman Wilson season. I can't, dude. I'm so hurt from last year. I'm so hurt.
Me too. Me too. That was what I got asked in my stream tonight. Like, was there how many, like, some big exposures that killed me? There wasn't really, but like, Roman Wilson was probably like, I don't know, 10 to 12%. And that felt bad enough just because I was very high. I thought he was going to be a smash, and he might work out this year. Like, he might actually be a smash pick this year, but it's like, once you break our hearts, like, how much did you have?
I was in the 20s, but I got a lot of mine in the 18th. And then as he came down to like 160, I came off the click, but it didn't matter. It just didn't matter. It's just a 0 the whole year. But
yeah, that was another thing I was saying is, like, if I see value, I'm just gonna click it. I don't care what my percentage gets to. If it's 50%, I'll do it. If I see value, live or die, I'll take it.
Especially early season, right? Because you can always bounce later if you think they're rising.
You can catch up.
I like one of these 3.
How many 7? We need some. I think we need some young blood in there. We can get either Iomanor or Bryant. I mean, Franklin's not old, but
let's go Bryant. Right. Oh shit! Now we got a little 14 pick slide.
Yeah, let's take that. What do we want for our last? Another running back or tight end?
Let's go RB here.
Okay.
I still think there's some really good RB clicks. Tight end, it would be like Conklin or Juwan, probably.
Or Ferguson, but I don't mind the running back room here. Yeah, Jarquez,
Hunter, Ollie,
Neal.
Ollie. I would say Neal, but we have. Who do you like?
Hunter is always good for me.
Okay.
Hunter's my guy.
I like it.
I like Estimate down here, as you know. Let's see that 20%. Oh, baby, there you go. Get your object estimate on.
It's up. It's up there. It's up.
Yeah,
there.
That's
Keaton
probably
Mitchell,
right there with me.
I got to start mixing in a little more Keaton Mitchell. Elijah Mitchell, I believe, is live too. I'm gonna
wait on Keaton until camp opens. I'm gonna wait until camp. It's June. I'm gonna wait till June. Because what do you want?
Jordan James?
Same thing. Like if an injury happens, it'd be nice to be ahead of it by like with James or Keaton. What do you want to be at percentage wise? 4, 6, 8? What do you want to be at?
For who?
For either Keaton Mitchell or Jordan James.
For Keaton Mitchell or Jordan James, it would be like 4 or 5%.
Like 4, right?
So I would come off this quite a bit.
Yeah.
I would come off this quite a bit.
The Shipley even, yeah.
Man, if Ollie can somehow sneak a little goal line roll like Mostert, but people are like, oh, good, it's gonna be Madison. It's gonna be 3.6 yard per carry, Madison. Could be.
Yeah, I don't think I
Could be.
like Gordon
For
over
1.2
Madison.
million this year. He's making less than Najee.
He might not be on this team.
Yeah,
Like, you know,
God, Ollie is I feel much better about the Ollie click that I even do estimate, which might be funny take. But Will Shipley,
yeah,
I think's worth mixing in. Devin Neal, I don't mind on teams that I don't have Kamara.
yeah. I need to get a little bit of Devin Neal. I think he's a quality click. And then you're off Kendre then, obviously.
Yeah, I think you have to be at this point.
Yeah. 2
He's
seasons. Like, if you're not there in 2
he's
seasons and
with
Devin Neal,
injuries both years, and even when he's not injured, he showed one flash of a sick catch down the sideline. Like, how long can we go off that one highlight catch?
yeah. Devin
The
Neal could just be better than him at everything.
the Cleveland RBs are tough outside of Quinshawn Williams. I don't think it's really worth
Well,
clicking.
the problem I have with Ford is like they basically told him like how often do you see a guy take a pay cut on a rookie contract? Like literally never.
Right.
So they were like, take a pay cut or we're cutting you, is what it sounds like.
Yeah.
That's had to be the conversation, essentially. So that's not a good endorsement for Jerome Ford. And I like Jerome Ford. I like him as a player. I would, Jerome Ford on the Cowboys would be a good look in my opinion. But I don't know. I'm a little leery on Jerome Ford, and I have a fair amount of them in the big board. But that's not a good sign when they basically say take a pay cut on your rookie contract where you're making no money anyways, or we're going to cut you.
Yeah.
Could
still, it just seems like a timeshare between the number 2 and number 3 there. I just on a team that might not be scoring too many points this season. So it's kind of maybe just, even if you guess the RB2 there, like what do you get when you're right? It's like not great. I'd rather guess right on like KC's RB2, and if there's an injury, you're gonna be very happy.
Yeah, I'm just drafting Quinshawn. Just drafting Judkins.
Me too. I think he has to be the workhorse to pay off ADP, but all talk is that he's going to be the workhorse and they're gonna want to run the ball. So Cody, you have one more in you tonight, or do you have to head out?
We can rip another one.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's rip another one.
Let's just have a peek at the puppy. Just do the puppy here. We got 209 on the live stream. If you guys haven't already, I haven't dropped the promo. Go down, do the things if you want. That's cool. Give Cody a follow. Link is in the description. And give bestballoverlay.com a check out. The biggest edge in best ball that it won't draft for you. I'm sorry.
What's the price of admission?
It's not going to draft for you. I'm sorry.
Oh man, someone said in the chat that Levitan's going on Lulz with Pete tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Pull that up. That would be an interesting chat. I'll watch that.
Hell yeah.
I'll definitely check that out.
Hell yeah.
It's a good move by Levitan.
Yeah, absolutely.
A neutral.
Dude, I love like ETR. I love their content. I love, like, I don't have a ton of time to watch like other streamers, but I'll stay in tune with a couple of these guys while I'm like mowing the lawn, throw in the ear pods, stay up on what's going on in the streets. But it'll be pretty funny. It'll be pretty funny, I think, if he can work his way out of what he said to Jeremy. And I mean, I get it. Like, Karane's Tool's been doing this for a year, and Underdog didn't say you can't do it, so why wouldn't they create it, right?
That's what he should say. Is just like, listen, like, we're a business. We need to make money. This is a good way to do that. When Pat Karane's Tool exists, why are we getting? And we kind of said it too. It's like he's getting,
this too,
the shit end of the stick on this. But yeah, I mean, I think his best option for this is just to own it and say, yeah, like, it is what it is. What do you want me to do? Not make money as a business?
And that's the thing where it's Like, we're small, but I want to focus on the things that matter. And I know that if people are watching my content, I know you don't need something telling you who to draft.
Yeah.
Because I'm already spitting it in your ears for 7 hours a week. That's enough.
Yeah.
You good with Lamb here?
Lamb, Gibbs, Bijan, any of those three are fine. Yeah, Lamb's good for me. We can build a fun team with Lamb.
All right, let's rip a Lamb share here. But yeah, and that's why I'm just focused on the things that matter. I get my CD Lamb pick here. I want to see how much DAC I have. 50%. I like it to go up. I only have 4 Lamb shares because it's early into the season. But when you have 400 drafts and it's mid-August, I'll probably have 700. But you get it.
Yeah.
You don't want to be that far behind. You don't want this to say 28%.
You just want to know your gaps. Know your gaps.
You can get behind on the combination of ownerships and just not know, or see, hey, I have CD Lamb and I have 50% round 2 Devon A-Chain paired with him. Like, oh, maybe I shouldn't be that heavily invested on one player in the second round. Like, that's the shit that helps me, and I know will help you guys.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. That's, again, if you're like any kind of self-respecting, best ball drafter, that's more than enough info and intel into your portfolio, in my opinion. And that's really all I'm after. So, yeah, we'll see. I'm excited to hear this episode, how she goes.
Hell yeah. And
so
it sucks. And it's not even a business side point thing. It's like Pat, the drafter, wants it to be like even more, not even playing field, but it's just the dailies for me that we're gonna probably, if it's okay, we're gonna have to build it for dailies. Like, you'll have to.
Well, and you're gonna have to use it as a daily drafter. Like,
you will, dude.
You're gonna have to use it.
You will.
So unless you're doing, like me, I might rip like 5 just for fun, like the morning of or the night before on a Saturday, just for fun. Rip a couple, correlate them with my DFS, so I'm sweating the same thing, whatever. But that's what I was gonna ask.
One or the other. I'm good with either or. This guy.
I like McBride. Yeah, I like McBride here for sure. I think that's a smash with where Bowers goes. It's a smash. But yeah, and even if it still is a thing and it does kill dailies, I'll probably still do it. It's not going to affect me at all. It's not going to change anything for me. I'll put a match to, what is a BR, $5? Whatever. I'll put a match to it for some fun and some sweat. Maybe I'm sweating for $50 or something, and then I get some free entries next week. You know what I mean? Like, whatever. That's not where I'm invested.
That's the best thinking right there. Think low, hit high.
That's not where I'm invested. I'm invested in best ball season long.
Right? And we're already challenged as content creators and as people that challenge it, as someone who's won a main slate on Battle Royale with a Russell Wilson, Jerry Jeudy stack, Keenan Allen bring back 2 years ago. We're already challenging people to scroll down and pair these QBs that aren't being drafted with their receiver ones and having bringbacks. So we're already sort of doing it already. But if you're little Jacobs here,
that's a nice fall.
We'll pick 28 Jacobs.
Man, that offensive line for Green Bay is, we can talk about that later.
Yeah. If you're finding similar projected players that are getting drafted at a much less clip, you would just want the player that's not getting drafted as much if the projection is basically the same. If you knew when you're building a DFS lineup, 2 people cost the exact amount, right? Underdog, one goes in the 6th round, one goes undrafted. And you know this guy is going to be 3% owned versus another guy that's going to be 48% owned. You would just go with the 3% guy on all lineups.
Yeah, especially if you're doing 150, right? Like, especially if you're drafting in volume, then you take those shots, or not even in every lineup, right? But maybe like 20 of your 150, right? And then you're super leveraged against the entire field. Like, again, exactly what DFS has done, right? So
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I when I play DFS, I do the 20 max because it's like you can only do so many things in a 20 max, right? So that's what I play, and I can still hand build 20 lineups. That's easy, right? And I can get different, whatever.
I haven't played on DraftKings since the Al Smiz listener league.
Smizzle, Al Smizzle.
Yeah, a couple years back. I stopped. Basically, when I started doing volume on the UD on the dog app.
Yeah, I do the $3 20 max. You can win like 100K. It's still a huge, actually no, it's not 100K. It's 20K, I think, something like that. And wildly enough, I mean, I will never forget this. I would have won. The way I do my lineups is really intricate, and I probably overdo it and overthink it in my head. But I read everything down, and I didn't have this lineup written down. So I was like, oh man, I want to do it the way I do it. So I withdrew the lineup. And then I didn't put the exact same lineup back in.
No.
I looked at and it would have won the entire tournament, 20 grand.
It's tough.
I was real upset. My wife saw another side of me.
Angry Canadian. It's a scary sight.
For a couple days, I was especially because that's not my Monopoly money. That's
look. Why would you add it up?
I couldn't not because I was like, oh, he scored. Oh, he scored. Oh, he scored.
That's like the people that lose round 15 in BBM. They're like, if this team made the finals, it's probably just Dev.
Yeah.
It's gotta be.
Yeah, with Dallas. Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I had to, and it was when Bucky was just going off at the end of the game. It was a Russell Wilson as well. Russell Wilson was the Bengals, Pittsburgh Bengals, and I was like, oh, I can't go the Burrow side. I guess I'll just take the Pittsburgh side of this, bring it back with Chase because he's so high priced. Bucky was always cheap. Yeah, let's do that. Fuck, it was. I was real upset for literally probably 3 weeks throughout the season.
Everyone's had those close call beats that have just been super painful. Even as soon as last year for me, the championship game when I came in second instead of first because of a JMO catch with 2 minutes and 36 seconds left in the fourth quarter of game 17.
Crushing. Yeah,
I'm in the hospital. The wife's giving birth the next day.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, we were in the triage area. And I'm watching the week 17 last game Monday night.
Oh my God.
And the fucking Detroit Lions players don't even have to be out there.
What a sweat, man.
I'm sweating like multiple Detroit players. It was fun. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's a sweat in the hospital. I'm lucky do you want to go Pickens or Hurts? Yeah, I'm good with Pickens here.
He's flying above Ridley.
Yeah. My wife's we're due early October, so it'll be week whatever.
Yeah, and you don't know what it is yet.
We're not finding out. Yeah.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I have 3 brothers. She's only child.
it's
but they've had nothing but girls.
Oh shit.
Four kids between my 2 of my 3. Four kids, all girls.
The resistance.
So, yeah. I think it's gonna be a boy, but we'll see.
Yeah, it all depends on the position, my man.
Yeah, I don't really care. Just healthy. That's it. That's all I care about. That's
what you guys say. And then when it comes out, you're like, boy, healthy boy. That's good.
Cigars.
That's awesome. Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. No,
my kiddo. Sorry, the reason I actually had to push back the stream tonight is the kiddo randomly got an ear infection tonight and a little cold bath before bedtime, I guess, to do the trick to bring the temp down. A lot of fun. So tomorrow, I'm sure will be a great day.
Oh yeah. Well, at least you can probably take the day off work. Maybe I don't know how it works for you, but going boomer mode. Yeah. So it happens when you have kids, man. Yeah. Start having kids, and you got different problems in your life. Yeah. I mean, I'm not there yet, but it's coming fast. It's coming.
Oh, it coming fast. It does, dude. One will change your life. One will change your life.
Yeah, life comes at you.
2,
fast.
You just hope they play together.
Right? Take care of each other. Just babysit each other.
Draft my underdog teams.
Yeah, click this button.
I don't want Josh to have to build the bot.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Go out and have kids, guys. Highly recommend.
Here we go. Papa's paying.
Papa Bray. How many kids you got, Papa Bray? More
He's
than
like
one.
none.
Yeah.
Chuba goes at 62 here.
That's juicy.
Yeah.
Oh, you're ranked behind, eh? Where am I ranked?
Yeah. I have him behind Kamara. So I just end up on a shit ton of Kamara right now.
Yeah, that's fair.
I won't mind leveling it off later, but I want to go on the player I think is just a better click right now.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. It's the same as last year. It's the same as last year that one girl, there you go. Yeah, Tyreek's building an army over there. Randomly, what I just saw recently, Philip Rivers just had his 10th child.
Okay.
Is he
starting his own church?
Oh yeah. He has a what is it? Like
gemstones?
Like an 8-month-old grandchild, and he has like a 1-year-old himself.
No, what is
Dead
that?
serious. Yeah,
what is that?
Rome would have been nice there, but
do you think? I think God.
I don't mind. I don't mind that.
Behind Judy,
I like the Judy click. It's just like volume's gonna be there. It's gonna be there. I don't mind that. Like, I'm trying to make sure I click enough Judy. There's just nothing else. Even though he can't catch anything, like can't catch a cold, but like there's really nothing else in that offense. Certainly nothing that's changed from last year. So yeah, give me the guy who's going to get 140 at least targets at least.
What are you expecting from Godwin for like early news? Because obviously they go out and draft, in my opinion, like Godwin's replacement, which doesn't look the best. But and there should be some sort of rotation now with Tampa Bay, whether like Godwin's coming out for a certain amount of plays. We already know Mike Evans plays like 70-ish%, which is all he needs. Yeah. But there's going to be some sort of rotation, and Godwin coming off of the season-ending injury. I kind of want some coach speak before I dip too heavy into the Godwin shares.
I would definitely agree with that, and I mean, I think it kills McMillan. We all know that. I don't mind Pollard here. Yeah. Easy click, really. Definitely. I think it kills McMillan, really. Like when they go to a 3 wide receiver set, which is very frequent, at least as long as they stay that way, which I'm inclined to think they will. Then McMillan's basically dead. He's the fourth piece rotational guy. Like he's the rotational guy, not Igbuka or Godwin. And sounds like Godwin should be. I mean, it was a dislocated ankle. It's not something that you need like surgery on, as far as I know. And he should be fine for week 1, from what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
I mean, he should be fine. I'm gonna try to make sure I get some. Like, I definitely don't want to be like super underweight on Godwin. Like looking at what he did last year, and with Baker, like we saw what he did with Mike Evans when he was chasing that record. He's gonna get him the ball, and Baker loves him. Everybody, like Tom Brady loved him. Baker loves him. Yeah. They're gonna get him the ball. So as long as he's healthy and out there running routes, and he was like smashing last year before he did get hurt. I just want to make sure that I get enough. I have him ranked at 72, ADP 65. So, and he falls a fair amount. Like, where do you go here?
70.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So you're in that range where you can still get your exposure to him, but you're not going to be, you're not pulling him up. That's definitely not a guy you're not pulling up, right? Like,
no, not this early into the offseason, because if he gets good news, he could just go there anyways. If he gets bad news, he could fall a full round, and now you lost 2 rounds of value.
Yeah, which you can catch up on.
I agree with that.
Where are you at with Jacoby Myers? That's a guy I struggle with, but is another guy that I think I still think he's clickable.
This is eliminator ADP right here. Like it's It's gotta be like the eliminator. I don't know. If people think they're in the eliminator, Lotzi, let me know. I don't know. I'm not gonna have too much Myers, which is too bad. But like Bowers, Genty's gonna take a good portion. They add in Besh. Is this offense? Can this offense just be firing on all cylinders? Yes. Is that kind of a risky bet in a way? I like him better than Ayuk.
Yeah.
Man, I would probably take him over Shakir, and I bet I have him ranked over Shakir. So I'm 7 picks behind on Myers, and he doesn't usually fall.
Yeah, I have him ahead of Shakir, and I don't mind Shakir, but I have him ahead of Shakir. I just think like
I have him ahead of this group. He just like doesn't fall to my bucket.
Yeah, fair. What do we need here? Probably
Kyler
wide receiver,
for Trey McBride.
That works.
Yeah, let's keep it simple, and then we try to go Dak for QB2. Stop at 2 QBs. We have the double stack in Dallas.
Yeah, and then we probably look.
Get Dak.
Where's the wide receivers here? Is this that range of the dead range?
I don't mind bringing up someone, but we'll see.
Yep.
After this pick, I'm gonna run and grab a quick Brewski. I'll let you hit the promo.
Okay. Myers, watch Thursday take Myers at the turn. What is that? I think ETR has Myers high. Watch. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Higgins.
I mean, he's still wide receiver 1, sort of, on this team.
Higgins still flying up, man. Higgins is still flying up.
Yeah, I have some trepidation there, but I get it. I suppose. I mean, we could take Pittman. Yeah, we could take another running back if we really want.
Go Pacheco here at 100.
Yeah, I'm all right with that. 9.
Feel pretty good about a little tier jump between Pacheco and Warren. Let me grab a Brewski. I'll be right back.
Sounds good. Yeah, just you and me, guys. hit the like button for us. Big long episode. Will be 2 hours by the end of it here. I was on for an hour and a half before this. So go head on over there off the schneid. I think the link is in the description. Hit the link, go over there and hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 1,000, hopefully, before the NFL season. That would be just wonderful. Go Ravens. I don't like that. But yeah, on the road to 1,000. Hopefully we can get there before the NFL season kicks off. That would be amazing. We're almost 200 subscribers since we kicked off back again in February in the big board season. So yeah, if you like some different takes, a different way of thinking about things, I think I provide that. But yeah, hit the button over there. Mason goes, that hurts. We're falling behind at wide receiver, I think, on this squad. Jacobs, yeah, I was going to say about the offensive line with the Packers. They brought in Banks, drafted Belton, drafted someone else. I was talking about the offensive line for the Green Bay Packers. I wanted to touch on that. I'm not super duper high on taking Jacobs realistically. I'm just concerned about his touches from last year. Yeah. But like brought in Aaron Banks, Jordan Morgan is a depth piece, was their first round pick last year. Anthony Belton in the second round this year. They brought in Trey Hill even from my Bengals. Like,
Jacob,
that offensive line is
he had the nut outcome of like the Marshawn Lloyd injury, and now he's really the only one there. And we have coach speak from last year saying like they don't want to do that. They still had to last year, and you saw him sort of take a dip towards the back end. He ran really hot with tutties.
Yeah,
but when he slides, I think it's completely fine to take him, especially when you look at this group of receivers now that we have a little more clarity on. The range is okay.
Where did we get him again? I have him ranked at 28. That's where I have him ranked. Yeah. He has to slide for me to take him, but I will take him if he slides for sure. 25 for you, similar.
Yeah, I have Hill behind him. I wonder if I have JSN behind him. Yeah, JSN behind him.
Mm,
Terry
I have
McLaurin
them
is
both.
one that I might pull
Both
up
ahead.
just a spot or two. Yeah, I'm gonna pull Terry up a couple spots. Here
Oh,
it
I got
is.
Terry right behind him. Yeah, there we go.
That worked really nice.
Yeah.
Little sexy Dallas double stack, if there's ever such a thing.
Yeah, I got that earlier today in a puppy with the double stack Chicago with I think it was DJ Moore and Loveland.
Mm-hmm.
All like a little out 2 picks or something after ADP. Feels really nice to
Oh,
not have to
perfect.
reach for any of it. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, this is a room with a bunch of sickos. Like, I'd even shout out the boys here, but P Punch, he's got to be. This is back-to-back drafts, and I think he said
Yeah.
3 spot. Peppertone, Lotzi, Fantasy Dog, Green Bean, Papa, Jared in the 11 spot, and Sus Evers in the 12. That's not to say I think there's a couple more in here that I just don't know.
Lurkers.
1, 2, or 5 could be in here as well. This was a sharp pull up here. I have a feeling like Patty might be in here.
Who's that? Which one?
The Jaden Higgins pull up. Just
Oh, yeah.
spots. Just a couple spots.
Yeah.
Just a couple big. It's
You gotta take him there on the turn.
Yeah, I think his ADP is actually under 100 now, so it's
It's
not that
98,
big.
I think. So, and
Is
we're
this
falling
the-
a little. I think we got to do Bash here. Yeah, it's Bash over Hollywood with this build, especially. It's not necessarily always Bash over Hollywood, but with what we've done, I think it's Bash over Hollywood in that one.
I don't mind it. I don't mind it here. His ADP is like, that's the thing. Like, we built a balanced build. We have 2 QBs pretty early. We did that last draft too, where we had Lamar and Caleb. So our receivers will look a little weaker because we'll be stronger here at QB. We'll be stronger at tight end.
Yeah.
But man, this ADP feels terrible to me when you look at some of the QBs that you'd rather be selecting in this range, or even tight ends.
Yeah, that's a big reason why I'm going to be essentially 0 RB, but I do want 2. Like I want my builds to look through 10 rounds. I want to be like 2, 2, 6, 0 is perfect for me
So
through
it's
10
just
rounds.
late tight end.
Yeah, I'm going to be a lot of late tight end, a lot. I'll like to. I will mix in some like Trey McBride, Bowers with Strange or Gesicki or whatever, and stop at 2. But
isn't it just better right now, anyways, that we don't have the buys, we don't have the schedule to be doing the 3 tight end builds, and now that's like a micro thing, and it's not really in my head. And I tend to lean towards 3 anyways, but it is a little small bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, it's the value. Like, there's no value at wide receiver past even right here, like round 12. We're scrambling to find any real value. We're talking about fucking Cedric Tillman like he's a world beater over here. Because we have
in this range, he's the rescue plan. He's the only rescue plan.
Parachute. He's the parachute pull.
You're like, you're falling off the cliff, and like Adam Thielen's like, grab my old hands. You're like, no, I don't want
to. Like you old. Yeah, no, exactly. So
damn, Josh Palmer, fantasy dog.
Oh, damn, that's a pull up.
Palmer, 30 picks.
That's a pull up. Does he have Josh Allen?
No.
I mean, we were just talking about how bad this range is. I get it, but like,
no,
that's a little aggressive. You could have.
There goes Fergie Ferg. Here goes both guys. No way.
That's right. We don't need Ferguson with what
both
we got.
Guys. I knew it.
We don't need him. We don't need him. Rashad or you like Goddard? I'm not a big Goddard guy. Yeah, Garendo's fine. Rashad.
Let's go sad.
Okay, let's do that.
With Judy,
little this team's just garbage.
We just talked them up.
I don't know if that was a click with Judy, but that's all right.
You ping pong weeks.
That's fair. I mean, when you like double stack Dallas, like that's what you're focused on. Dallas, Philly, week 17. That's what we want. That's what we're after. Let's make it happen.
That's the thing. Jerry Judy's not gonna get you there week 15, 16, and 17.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah.
Sed's
That's
for.
yeah.
He's good for one of those weeks.
Fantasy Dog always pulls his guys up. All right.
Dude,
Palmer's his guy.
gotta get your guys. That's it.
That's what I was
Okay,
saying.
it's
Like
a
after
puppy
after
too.
round 10, it's already like get your guys season, get your stacks, just get your guys. This is where we're at already.
I like what we did though. We touched 3 RBs before a pick Hundy by Pacheco, assuming he's the starter. I like
Ray Day.
either or.
Do you want to even out exposures or what do you at? I like Ray Day. I would rank Ray Day over Grendo just with the Jordan James situation
Let's do it. Let's go Ray Day.
and the potential James Cook
If
holdout.
CMC and James Cook go down, who do you like better, Garendo or Ray Day?
Ray Day.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
Is
For
that
sure, Ray Day.
is that because of Jordan James, or
Yeah.
is that because you think Davis would have more of the workload in Buffalo?
I think it's because of the Jordan James thing. Yeah. That like the guy didn't fumble his entire career. You know they gotta like that. He has some like really interesting metrics as far as his college workload, touches, production, all that kind of stuff. That if he ran faster, we'd be all over Jordan James. If he wasn't a 4.5 guy, if he was a 4.4 guy, we would have been all over Jordan James. It's just that like at the combine, everybody blew it out of the water, and he looked bad because he didn't run 4.3, 4.4 sort of thing. And the other thing is like we know that
There was a lot of RBs on the board that we liked too when Jordan James got selected.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's a 5th round pick.
So they clearly, they like him for their stout offense and what
Like,
they have planned.
We were all pretty all in on Damian Martinez, and Jordan James went 2 rounds ahead of Damian Martinez.
Right.
So,
Well,
I mean,
that was character shit that no one knew of.
allegedly, yeah. I don't even know what it was. It was still just came out as character concerns. Maybe it was interview stuff. It could have been. I don't know, but
no way. This is my first Kyler Trey McBride share. That's sad.
How many 3% McBride?
Good to know.
What do you have for Kyler percentage wise?
9%, 50% with Marv. I like that. Yeah. So what's this? 3? Couple drafts, maybe 2 drafts. 2 drafts, a BBM and a pup.
Yeah.
So this will be 3.
What kind of exposure do you have on Derek Carr? I think you had like 4% or something.
I had 4% in the big board.
I had him in a bigger board. That hurts. $100. Mind you, I did have 3 quarterbacks, and
he seemed like he was going to be a pretty good value.
I still had Jaden Daniels and Gino on that one, so I could.
Oh, you're way good.
Be okay.
You're way good. You're way good.
He was my late round. It was probably like between him and like Russ or some shit. And I was like, yeah, Derek Carr seems good. I think I took him with Juwan Johnson. That was why.
Copy. Yeah. Oh, back stack.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see what James Lundy does here. I feel like this guy might be in the live too.
You like Braylon?
Yes.
Keenan? I like Braylon.
Yeah, for this team, let's go Braylon, because after Braylon's off, it's kind of muddy.
Yeah.
Kind of muddy.
Yeah. 19% J.K. Dobbins, eh?
Yeah. Just gonna take him, and when he lands somewhere,
what if he ends up staying on the Chargers though? Which
not great for. I'd be more worried about like drafting Hampton or Najee than I would
really
J.K. Dobbins at round 16 or 17. He just needs 2 spike weeks.
Yeah.
And you're happy. Like he can pay out his ADP so much easier when he's only getting whatever 6 touches, 7 touches a game because he only has to have that one big play. He only has to steal that one touchdown to go with 35 yards and 3 catches or 2 catches. Like it's much easier for him to outpay his ADP.
Fair enough.
Even in a bad landing spot. Like the Chargers would be terrible. Let's go Keenan here.
Yep. Well, he like
Keenan of
no one ever does this with the tender he signed, the UFA tender that they signed him to, which is like never happens. So basically what it means is if nobody signs J.K. Dobbins by, I think it's like, I don't remember the date, June 22nd or July, whatever.
It's pretty
something
late.
like that. Yeah. If nobody signs him, then he's on the Chargers for, I think it's like, oh man, it's another number I don't know. It's like whatever million, 2 million, 1 to 3 million, something like that. I can't remember exactly, but yeah, if nobody else signs him, he's going to be on the Chargers.
I think they put that on him to protect him, right? Because they thought teams would be interested in him. That's what I was taking it from.
That is kind of the way you have to take it.
Chargers use unrestricted free agent tender on J.K. Dobbins. Is this going to give me? He would stand to make 3.4 mil if he played out a year under the tender. If Dobbins does sign with another team, the move will still count in the compensatory pick formula. So so they'll get like a 4th or something.
Yeah, a comp pick if he signs somewhere else. Yeah, you never see it. Like it never gets used. But
that's because I think there's some RB needy teams. Like how good would Dobbins, his nut landing spot, in my opinion, would be like Washington, a team that needs like an explosive back, a change of pace, explosive back. We'll see what he can do after this injury. But
where's the date? July 22nd. Okay. So yeah, if somebody gets hurt in mandatory minicamp, then they're going to get themselves a comp pick almost for sure. That'll be interesting. If someone goes down, someone's going to go down. Hopefully it's not someone I have like 30% exposure to.
Dude, that's the first thing you do when you see a player gets hurt. Training camp, minicamp, whatever it is. You just go right to Underdog and you're like, dear God, no.
Yeah.
You're like, all right, 21%. Let's go to just BBM, please. It's like 32.
Yeah, when Brian Robinson Jr. got shot, I was like, "You gotta be fucking kidding me! Like, what are we doing?"
Yeah, of course, we're worried about our Underdog bags.
Yeah. Poor guy. Ricky Pearsall gets shot in the chest. First thing we do, check our Underdog exposures. What horrible human beings we are! Right?
Terrible. You always have to preface it with like, "I hope he's okay."
Yeah, but 8%, not so bad.
That's it. Gino at 188 is a steal.
Yeah, I saw Tua go at 181 earlier today on my stream. Are we good with our running back room? Yeah, there's no one else. Brashard Smith. I'm a big Brashard Smith guy.
Snuck it up there.
Hey, I'm like 50% Brashard Smith right now.
Pacheco and Brashard. Here we go.
Yeah. Actually, that's a good route to take, I think.
Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah.
We can't do this again.
I know he did well, yeah, but like we gotta eventually, like Marshawn Lloyd was a 3rd round pick. They love him. It was just bad luck. It was just bad luck after bad luck after bad luck. That was actually one that hurt me. That was one that hurt me. Sniped on Brashard. We got you. Sorry, bro.
Oh, tough.
Yoshi.
Yeah. The other one I've been pulling up lately, I have to update since the Slayton. I'm going to bump Slayton down a little bit. Is AD.
Yeah. Yeah, we could go that route. We didn't take
I like
Jonathan Taylor, hey?
let's go AD. Let's go AD. I think both of these clicks are really good, right?
Yeah.
I think Yoshivas, I mean, wide receiver 3, probably the fourth favorite target, or maybe tied with Jaceki, whatever. High passing offense, and you have the upside of if there's an injury to Higgins or Chase, and they both missed games last year. He comes in and he can provide some nice spike weeks.
And he's a touchdown merchant regardless.
Right. AD doesn't have the quarterback, but the separation, if they do move a piece, if Pierce got moved, if one of these pieces got moved, AD instantly boosts up. And I could see him being someone that could go in the 14th next year, based on if he just had things break his way just a little bit. Obviously, the QB situation is going to be what's really the major limiting factor there. But
I'm just going to look up Michael Pittman's contract here because that might be something that changes things. Yeah, 2 years they could move on from him. That would be probably the trade target. Post June 1, it only costs him $5 million this year, $5 million next year. Like Pittman would probably be the target as far as the trade is concerned. And I think that actually makes a lot of sense for them when they bring in Tyler Warren. Like they should move a piece. And to be honest, it probably should be Pittman.
Well, they are going to be in they're going to be in shambles by week 6. So by the trade deadline, you got to be thinking that it's going to be in the conversation that one of these guys is potentially going to get moved. But Chris, what's up, dude? Hope your stream went well tonight. If you guys are just joining us, this is draft number 2. We did touch on the bot drama early into the stream. If you want to check that out, the first 10 minutes of the video, a nice little chat. But if you guys haven't already, go down, slap the like on the live stream. We're on the road to 3K subs, so I do appreciate if you enjoy the content, hit the sub and give Cody a follow. The link is in the description to his channel.
Appreciate that. On the road to 1K.
Let's go. 1K. The 1K feels good. It gives you new energy.
Fresh air. That'll be good. Before the NFL season would be preferred.
Tomorrow we're doing the Adjust the Ranks video with Billy Jones, and we're covering all of the BBM5 data of everything he's amassed, and you should take a look at it on Twitter. His link, I think's I got to get the link in the description of every video, to be honest. Let me see.
Yep, either one I'm good with. I don't mind Juwan.
Okay.
I'd rank
flip for the QB.
Okay.
Let's go Herbert over Shaw. Okay. I don't know.
That's a fair statement. Yeah, that's a fair statement.
I don't know.
That's a fair statement. Yeah.
But yeah, you covered some of the Billy Jones charts that he put out on the structured data from BBM5, like the finalist teams at the Star stream.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of shouted it out and talked about how nuanced the game is. Cause look at this chart. Like it's just so volatile, so nuanced year over year. Just certain structures we have through 10 rounds, we have through 6 rounds, we have through the full, construction of your team. So it's just so volatile.
3 RBs through 6 was optimal last year, boys. Was optimal.
Exactly. Yeah. And even when in 0 RB years, 2 or 3 was perfectly viable a lot of times here, 18%, 19%, 18%, right? So, and those were the 0 RB years, right? So again, even if we're optimizing for a certain strategy, it might not actually work out in your favor. So yeah, I took this data and kind of built my own spreadsheets, literally stole the spreadsheets and just built my own, and then kind of just expanded on it for my own strategy that I have for this year. And yeah, there's certain builds, certain constructions that I want through certain round milestones like this, like the through 4 and then the through 10 is all I really care about, because that's going to dictate the rest of your draft anyways. So yeah, I want to have a certain structure through 6 rounds and then a certain structure through 10
Dude,
rounds.
how many of these teams were mocked when you saw a team start 1 QB, 3 RBs, a running back, and a tight end? 29.7%.
Right? Yeah.
The RBs did
Yeah.
run so hot. They ran hot and they stayed healthy, those first, second, third round guys. And as a result, they crushed. They
Yeah, and
crushed.
that's 3 through 6 rounds. Like 3 RBs through 6 rounds.
Mhm.
Like, Jesus,
With the
now
QB and the tight end. Like
yeah,
one
yeah,
receiver through 6 rounds, 30%
yeah,
advance rate.
yeah.
And this is
There's a
with
lot
Dobbins hitting in the last round.
and even like Chase Brown, in
Oh,
later
smash pick.
rounds, right? Like, yeah. So again, the volatility is just wild. So but again, last year there was more value at the end of drafts at wide receiver, in my opinion,
Mhm.
and that just doesn't exist now. So therefore, I can't take last year's data and just you know push it to this year and say that's the strategy.
I
Like
I
you
I I
can't.
think it is very easy to say, like, these are obviously outlier years, right? When you
Yeah.
see, like, 14, 15, 11, it's probably
Mhm.
somewhere in the middle of, you know, uh, 13,
Yeah.
16, 10, 14.
So that's what I did too with this is I took the average and
Yeah,
put that in a column to figure out like, yeah, how viable is this actually, right?
right,
So,
right. From year to year, how reliable is
yeah.
this? Especially when we've already adjusted the ranks that RBs are priced up now. You would
Mhm.
expect these to really regress back down. And these are like growth structures. Like I don't really know a lot of people that are doing like a 1-3-1-1. So,
Say 3, 2, 1. Yeah. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
maybe something more along the lines of like a 1-2-3-0. And
Mhm.
we saw maybe a small boost there, but and this goes back to like building balanced teams. Now, the 2 tight end thing's weird too, because elite tight end last year failed miserably.
Well, it did though. Look at the numbers as far as everything else
But
in that range, like the
2
3
RBs cooked.
RBs, right?
But as
Yeah.
long as you weren't drafting receivers, this is what I get from it. As long as you weren't drafting receivers, you're good. Like, it didn't
Last
even
year, yeah.
matter.
There was a lot of value at wide receiver last year. I was doing a lot of 2-5-9-2 type of builds last year, like because there was just so much volume. I was one of the guys drafting probably. I guarantee I had a little bit of 1-3-1-1-1 sort of thing like last
Mhm.
year. I guarantee I had a fair amount of that in my portfolio. Um, yeah, so not like probably like 10 or 20, you know what I mean? But
Yeah. That's
anyway,
awesome, man. A lot of fun. We're gonna be covering that tomorrow with Billy Jones and many more charts that he has. Let me throw his info into the live chat so you guys have it. Go check out the
definitely
charts.
worth a follow.
They're
Yeah.
oh, crazy, crazy work by Billy. And that's a weekly show that I look forward to with him. And he gets me off of my just drafting streams and he actually challenges my brain. Not that you don't challenge my brain, Cody. Best ball guy
No,
goes 90 watching, 55 likes. The math doesn't add up. If you guys
it's
enjoy the
not
stream,
mathing.
please, do the things down there. I have
Yeah.
to ask. But Cody, what do you got going on, my man?
I'm having Billy on actually on Wednesday. I'm
Hell yeah.
having Billy on. You're welcome to come. It's in the chat. I'll fire the link in there. It's the schedule release, so he's got some charts prep for that, and obviously that's the big milestone that we're looking at right now is the schedule release. So I'll have an episode there. Before that, I'm going on the Fan Speak Network. Me and BBG are battling on ball knower Jeopardy. I'm not exactly sure what to expect, but I better not lose that one. I'll tell you that much.
That's hilarious.
so
That's funny.
so hopefully I
That's
can
funny.
come on top of
That'll be
that,
fun.
and then I'll be live on my channel at 10 p.m. Eastern talking about the schedule release. I'll have Billy Jones on and maybe some others on Wednesday night. So
Hell yeah.
that's what we're doing.
Sounds good, dude. Always a fun time with the fellas. Appreciate everyone showing up. 240 on the live stream. Shout out to the 150 of you watching on the Twitter machine. I don't know. I can't do the lives on Twitter. Just hit the link. Hit the link. Come over to the YouTube crowd. Join the conversation. A lot of good people in here. And Yeah, and I'll catch you guys probably. What's tomorrow? Monday? Yeah, we'll do a stream tomorrow. I'll catch you tomorrow at 10:15 p.m. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Pounders.